Welcome all. It's time for another exciting edition of the show with no name. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening to
Vaughn Radio.
That's right, on Vaughn Radio. And folks, it's time for liftoff. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
1.
Come on, baby, come on.
Ignition.
We got this.
Liftoff. Liftoff.
Here we go.
30 minutes.
Here we go. Here we go. Come on. Come on, folks. Get ready. Hold on to your hat. Strap on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your hat. Get ready for the ride of your life. The show with no name time. On Vaughn Radio. Yeah. The show with no name. Let's go. That's right, amigos. Welcome to the show with no name on Vaughn Radio, where we rock and roll every day. You know we love it, and we hope you love it too. Amigos, welcome. I trust you guys are warmed up. I trust my buddy Fitz has warmed you up well. You're nice and warm. Esto lo usamos bastante. Nice and bastante. It means. Bueno, pero no en ese sentido. So I hope you're nice and warm. I'm nice and hungry. Bastante. And it's interesting because we don't say nice and, sino nice and. Yeah, you got to pay attention more to how the words are written. Less to how the words are written and more to how they're pronounced, how we put them together, the sounds that they end up making. Amigos, we're here to play. I urge you all to participate. If you can't participate, writing it down or chatting with us, try and participate and say the different vocabulary aloud, especially if it's something you haven't heard before, especially if it's the homophone section where it's all about nuances. And ladies and gentlemen, I am excited. We've got more information about the book fair. Feria del Libro Madrid. As you know, it's kicking off on May 26th until June 11th. We'll be at stand 312. Puesto 312. I'll be there Saturday, May 27th. Saturday, June 6th. And Sunday, June 11th. From 11 to 2 on all 3 days. So, Feria del Libro Madrid, I hope to see you there. I'm going to be there 3 days. Damian is going to be there 3 days as well. And hopefully you guys will be able to make it. And even if it's not to see me, you'll be able to see one of my amigos, one of your teachers, one of my fellow workmates. I hate that word. Workmates. They're my friends. They're not my workmates. Sounds impersonal. And colleagues, honestly, I know that you guys use colega, but in English, American English, if you say, I'm hanging out with my colleagues, it sounds like you're a freaking scientist and you're trying to discover some new theory or something. Hey, I'm just telling you, different words have different weight. But wait, we're playing with words already. Wait, peso, wait, esperar. se pronuncian exactamente igual. Why don't we kick off with today's pop quiz? Pop quiz. Come on. Pop quiz. Wow. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. What's it called? What the hell is it called? Pop quiz. Oh, right. Yeah, right. It's pop quiz. That's it. Let's go. Pop quiz. All right. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. That's right, amigos. That's right. It is our pop quiz only on the show with no name. And this is where we take a look at something perhaps from one of our materials, one of our books that you can pick up at Von Tienda. Just a quick reminder as well, The Milk 2, which is a reissue of the Remilk, is out now with audio.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are coming to you live from the funeral. Señoras y señores, nos dirigimos a ustedes desde el funeral real. What a sad day it is, for this book is the Remilk. Es un día triste para This Book is the Remilk. It is a book that was loved by many and will be missed by all. Es un libro que fue adorado por muchos y será extrañado por aún más. But don't fret, no, don't worry. Pero no se preocupen. Because the Remilk will be reborn. Porque This Book is the Remilk volverá a nacer. With a new name, a new cover, and brand new audio. Con un nuevo nombre, una nueva portada, y ahora con audio. It's called This Book is the Milk 2. Se llama This Book is the Milk 2. And it will usher in a new age. Y nos adentrará en una nueva era. All hail! This book is the Milk 2, the new leader. Viva This Book is the Milk 2, el nuevo rey. Long live! This book is the Milk 2. Larga vida al nuevo rey. This book is the Milk 2.
That's right, folks. This book is the Milk 2, available now. If you don't have it, you should get This Book is the Milk. This book is the Milk 2, which is the new Remilk, as we said in the ad. But also there might be another thing on the way just to, I don't know, to add to that. I can't give you any more information right now. All I can say is you'd better come to the book fair. Masos vale. You'd better come to the book fair. All right, let's take a look at the translation. Today's translation comes from our amigo Kyle. He's got a section on his program, Drive Time, and that section is called Twitter Translation. If you're not following Kyle, you should follow him. He's a wonderful teacher. He posts on social media, which, as you guys know, that's not part of our job. We do that because you guys like it, because, you know, we don't have to do that. Nobody, you know, of course they like it that, you know, we use our social media to spread the word and that we're constantly growing. That's good for Vaughn. That's good for us. It's a win-win. So make sure you're following us and you're not missing out. Another one you should all be following, man, you've got to follow Tosh Pasqua. I mean, she has been a master teacher since I met her, but now she's becoming a master social media teacher. She's using the different platforms we have now and incorporating stuff from her show and even stuff from her teaching style. And remember this, Tosh Pasqua trained all of the teachers. She didn't train me. She became a trainer after, but most of the teachers that are at Vaughn now have gone through Tosh. and Fitz. So they are the creme de la creme, the cream of the crop. They're the cream of the crop. They rise to the top. They never eat a pig because a pig is a cop, or better yet, a Terminator, like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Folks, I can tell it's going to be a musical show today. I hope you guys are ready to rock. All right, well, this is a translation that Kyle gave us from his program, Drive Time. Lávate los dientes y acuéstate. I thought we could look at some morning and some afternoon or evening, I should say, some morning and some evening or night routines. All right? Stuff that we all do. I always say this. If you do it, you should know how to say it. If you own it, you should know how to say it, right? Because it's your, like, how could you not have a tocadiscos and not know how to say the word tocadiscos, record player? So that's what, you got to go that far at least. Like, if you like it, if you're interested in it, if it's part of your world, you should know it. And that goes with expressions as well. If you work in the business world, you need to know a lot of these expressions. Okay, we're going to flesh it out. Le vamos a meter más detalle, le vamos a meter chicha a esta idea, darle más sustancia, I think you would say. So, my amigos, that's your translation that Kyle gave you. Lávate los dientes y acuéstate. And I can guarantee this is vocab that my daughter Lara knows already because, well, every time we do something, we're narrating. Estamos narrando. All right, amigos, I think we're missing something here. What is it? Vitamin D, vitamin C? No, I think it's vitamin H for vitamin hip hop beat. What's up, amigos? We're going to check in with our friends in our virtual classroom. It sounds pretty crazy, huh? It's our virtual classroom. Careful, folks. Careful in the virtual classroom. You might get hit with a laser. All right. Yeah, that's one of those words that we write the same, but we sure as hell don't pronounce the same. You say laser, we say laser. Let's take a look at who we've got on board. We've got Born to Iron Man. What's up, Born to Iron Man? How's it going, bud? He says, morning, folks. Here we go again on our own. Going down the only road we've ever known. Like a drifter, he was born to walk alone. Oh, sorry. I went off on a little musical tangent there. Here I Go Again by Whitesnake. Que temazo. Good morning, Born to Iron Man. Kubla says, good morning, beguiling blokes. Hello, governor. That's a British one. Very British. Bloke. All right. Vero says, morning, beautiful people. Let's have a blast together, shall we? Oh, yeah. I think we should definitely have a blast together. Oh, wait a second. And she says, a special shout out to our mutual friend, Oninche, on her birthday. We love you, sweetie. Oh, that's awesome. Happy birthday, Oninche.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. We love you. We love you.
That's right. So my daughter sending you a special birthday shout out. Happy birthday to you, Oninche, from Vero, Born to Iron Man. Chris Valrol, she says, Thorionak Thuri. I've heard that too. Nice. I love it. German says, good morning, everyone. How you doing? Okay, German, great to have you here on board. Let's see. Kubla's participating in our pop quiz. Remember, it's lávate los dientes y acuéstate. Lávate los dientes y acuéstate. And Kubla put, brush your teeth and go to bed. Yeah, nice job, Kubla. Brush your teeth and go to bed. Y fíjate, no he dicho go to, yo digo go to bed. go to. Es como lo diría mi madre. Yo le copio a mi madre, así que es como va la vida. Brush your teeth and go to bed. And it's good, Kubla, you didn't say wash your teeth. We wash our face. We wash our hands. We can scrub, frotar. But don't forget to rinse off. This is all stuff I practice with my daughter when she's in the bath. To rinse, enjuagar, quitar, el jabón. And then you got to soap up. Well, you got to soap up before you rinse off. And then you got to get out of the shower. Well, first you got to turn off the water or turn it down if it's too hot, right? And then you get out of the shower, but be careful because as Bon Jovi said, it's slippery when wet, right? So you got to be careful. Got to have a rug down there. And then you got to dry off. Muchos phrasal verbs. My daughter knows them all because, as I said, when we say them, we go over them together. It's such a, I'm telling you, if you have kids, and I know many of you do, and you're working on English with them, it's one of the greatest things you can do, and for yourself as well, because I'm always telling you to speak aloud. Well, what better place than a place that's full of stuff? When you go to Corte Inglés or whatever, and you're like, oh, let's take a look at the bicycles. Look at this one. This is a mountain bike. This is a 10-speed, right? Oh, wow. And here, look, these are golf clubs, palos de golf. Think about that. Or even a nature walk as well. All right, let's see. Born to Iron Man says, brush your teeth and go to hit the sack. Excellent job. The only thing is go is no sobra. It's not wrong, pero no hace falta. Brush your teeth and hit the sack. Okay, ve al sobre, you say. Excellent. Born to Iron Man. In fact, oh yeah. Elena says, teacher, did you take attendance? I'm in. Elena, I was waiting for you. And now that you're here, we can begin. Let's see. Chris Valrol says, you can say that again. Kyle is absolutely great. Yeah, he's a great person, a great friend, and he's going to be at the book fair. He's really looking forward to it. And she says, brush your teeth and hit the hay. Whoa, 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 whoa. To hit the hay, to hit the sack, to go to bed. And Kubla, that's another great thing. You didn't say go to the bed. Because there you're talking about, like, if you say the bed, dices la cama, una. Pero estás hablando, vete a la cama en general. Go to bed. Think of it that way. Because I've heard a lot of students say, I'm going to go to the bed. Esto es ir hacia la cama, específica. But if you want to sound totally native, you can say, I'm going to hit the hay. I'm going to hit the sack. All right, guys, I am impressed already. So many people participating and so many different answers. Let's see, Elena. Elena says, brush your teeth and turn in. Are you serious? Unfreaking believable. How many different ways did we just look at to say, go to bed? Wow. And as you notice, brush your teeth, there aren't too many ways to say it. Well, I guess you can say brush your chompers, piñones. That would be the translation, como dientes grandes, ¿no? Brush those chompers. ¿Por qué? Chomp, 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 cuando comes. Brush those chompers and turn in. I love that one. This is a funny one, too. Depending on context, to put someone down can be to insult them. I hate it when you put me down, cuando me insultas. Also, to put somebody down or to put down an animal is to have it killed, right? To kill. But also, to put a baby down is ponerle a dormir a un bebé. So, of course, context is very, very important. As we saw with my friend in the mafia, you remember? He said, I want you to take care of this guy. And he didn't mean cuidar de él, porque to take care of sí que es cuidar de alguien. But also, it can mean, ¿sabes? Deshacerte de. take care of them, get rid of them. So context is key. You'll see that it's one thing, because when I first started teaching, I just remember my students being like, ¿Qué? Makeup tiene 6 significados mínimo? And I said, yeah. And they said, but how do I know which one it is? I said, because usually there's a sentence. There's a sentence around that. And, well, you can listen to that sentence and you'll know if somebody's talking about maquillaje, right? Oh, do you have any makeup I could borrow? I've got some bags under my eyes. I mean, if you don't know what they're talking about there, you're lost. And then if I tell you, listen, I have to cancel the class today. Can we make it up next week? Recuperar, right? And what if I told you, listen, I forgot your birthday. I totally forgot. It slipped my mind. I've been so busy. Let me make it up to you next week. And I'm going to take you out to dinner. Almendar, no, hacer bien. What else? Make up your mind. Decídete. That one's, eso es parte de una frase hecha. Y uno que se usa muchísimo. That sounds made up. Did you make it up? Eso me suena inventado, right? That sounds made up. Did you make it up? What else? I'm sure there are many other meanings. So make up. I think maybe that might be it. Make up. Oh, hacer las paces, of course. So how many meanings are we on right now? Listen, you two, I am sick of you guys bickering. Bickering es como discutir tontamente por tonterías. I'm sick of it. You're always bickering. I want you guys to make up. Hacer las paces. And a lot of times we say to kiss and make up, para darle énfasis, hacerle gracioso. Like cuando dos amigos, o quien sea, una pareja, a couple, they're arguing, they're bickering. Would you two just kiss and make up? Daros un beso y hacer las paces. And now, just out of curiosity, I mean, I know all the uses, but make something up to make up on, to make up for lost time. Toma, otra. Right? To make up, reconciliarse, maquillaje. Oh, the makeup of the committee, la constitución, composición, conformación. The makeup of the committee is primarily female. For example, to make up for, compensar. All right? To make up to, esto, lamer las botas, hacer la pelota. We would say to kiss up to. Make up your mind, decidirse, kiss and make up, hacer las paces. So I'm sure one day, maybe one of you guys can come up with it. We could come up with how many? It's more than quadruple. I think maybe there are 6 or 7 meanings that we just looked at. And I got to be honest with you. They're all pretty common. You know, they're not like some obscure words. Obscure is obscure. Poco conocido, maybe? Obscure. Poco usado. Oscuro. Yeah, pero no. Incierto, oscuro, desconocido. Obscure. I hope you guys are taking notes. If you don't have a pen and a notebook, you're missing out, because we just looked at a lot of very, very common meanings and uses of the verb make up. And if you know them, then you know them. You don't have to learn them ever again. You can worry about all the other words that have many meanings. But that's also why we have a section called Double Trouble, so we can make it a game. Folks, right now, though, we have to go to our first commercial break. I can't believe it myself. Time flies when you're having fun, and I hope you're having as much fun as I am. I am having a blast, amigos. I hope you're learning. I hope you're laughing. I know you're bringing wonderful energy as you do every day, and I thank you for that. From the bottom of my heart, Feliz Navidad. Oh, no, not Feliz Navidad. Bueno, desde mi alma, desde la profundidad de mi corazón, as the song says. Thank you for learning and laughing with me. from the bottom of my heart. Folks, we'll be right back with tons more Show with No Name. When we come back, we've got the Say What soundbite, we've got the spelling bee, we've got homophones, and so much more. So if I were you guys, I wouldn't even think of going anywhere. Stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the Show with No Name, exclusively on Vaughn Radio. I hope you guys are learning. I hope you're laughing. And I hope you'll stay tuned after today's show. Remember, you've got the one and only Ximena Holiday and her program Test Your English. And that show is followed by Rob and Andy and their banter on the lunchtime show. And don't forget about Tosh Pasqua and Back to Basics. Then you've got Guy Williams. Oh, no, wait. Hang on. There's Jules Linares and Let's Get Random. Then you've got Guy Williams and Western Civilization. Don't forget about The Salad with the wacky one and only David Boyes. And to finish off your day, you've got Kyle Miller giving you the drive you need. La motivación. The drive you need on his program, Drive Time. And all of us are going to be at the book fair, Feria del Libro. All of us will be there. Stand 312. Stay tuned for more information. If you're following us on social media, you'll know when all your favorite teachers will be at the Feria del Libro. And don't let me down. I'm serious. If you can get here this year. And I'm going to give you the news as soon as I can, but I can't yet. I'm sure many of you can figure out what the news may be, but I can't confirm or deny anything right now. The only thing I can confirm is it's time for Say What? Say what? What? name. Is the Say What soundbite on the show with no name. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. All right. Yeah, it's the Say What soundbite. I'm going to give you guys a little Easter egg. If you are watching the show right now, you're going to get a little Easter egg. All right? An Easter egg. Alguna cosa escondida. So if you're listening to this right now, I recommend you go over to the YouTube page or Twitter or Facebook, wherever this is, and check this out. I'm going to flash it on the screen for a second, so pay attention. I hope you guys are ready. You're only going to see it for a second. There it is. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Was anybody paying attention? I just flashed a sneak peek at something. Woo-hoo, I can. You know, now you can see, guys, don't trust me with any of your secrets. Don't do it. I'll let the cat out of the bag. I don't want to, but I will. Oh, Lord. As you can see, I'm like a child. I'm childish. All right, let's take a look at today's Say What soundbite. We've got Monse checking in over here as well. Good morning to you, Monse. Great to have you on board. All right, folks, the Say What soundbite works the same as every day. You're going to hear this soundbite 4 times. You'll get 4 chances to write down exactly what you hear. And at first, I just want your observations. Okay, so are you guys ready? This is the Say What soundbite for the first time. Please write down what you hear.
It's terribly small. Tiny little country. Rhode Island could beat the crap out of it in a war. That's how small it is. It's small. Very little. It's 85 cents in a cab from one end of the country to the other.
All right. There you go, folks. There you go. That is the first listen. It's not an easy one, but even the easy ones usually have a sentence that's pretty tough, right? So hopefully, well, we'll see. Usually I can tell by the general consensus over here, I can tell that which parts are harder, which words are crystal clear, because those are the words you guys repeat in the comments. So let me play it for you a second time, and then we'll hear from you guys. I'd love to hear what you heard in your own words.
It's terribly small. Tiny little country. Rhode Island could beat the crap out of it in a war. That's how small it is. It's small. Very little. It's 85 cents in a cab from one end of the country to the other.
All right, all right. There you go, folks. There you go, my amigos. All right, we'll see what you guys heard over there. Hopefully you were able to pick up the accent as well. That's something that I always like to check on as well. See if you guys know where the accent is from. And in the meantime, I think we can start moving in, just because you know how this works. We always run out of time. So let's kick off our spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Spelling bee. Yeehaw! That's right, amigos. It is our spelling bee on the show with no name. But before we start our spelling bee, I just wanted to put the jingle in there. We're going to hear from you guys. I want to hear what you heard in today's Say What soundbite. And let's get a little music going. Why not? You know me, I love some music. Muzak. You know what that is? Well, music is música. And Muzak, Z-A-K, es música que usan para las peluquerías, ascensores, que es como el ritmo de una canción conocida, pero tocado sin letra. You know, that's Muzak. All right, let's take a look at your comments. Kubla says, who was the gentleman next to you? I already told you, I'm not going to confirm or deny anything. So that means I'm not going to answer any questions right now. Monse says, oh no, we've been flashed. Monse, nice one. Wah, wah, wah. I flashed it at you, enseñarte algo rápido, but also to flash somebody is hacer exhibicionismo, enseñar el paquete. Monse, very funny. Elena says, is it a new book? Come on, spill the beans. Totally native over there. Spill the beans, cuéntalo. No way, Jose. I'm not going to tell you anything. I just showed you a little something. That's all I can do. All right? Leo says, Kubla, it's Damian Moya. All right, well, I gotta tell you, I'll let you in on a little secret. People who are in my community, my curious community online, they already know what it is. Because, well, being in my community, you get early access to stuff. You get sneak peeks and teasers behind the scenes. So some people may know what it is already. People like Leo, like Born to Iron Man, Monse. You guys, you know. But I know you're not going to spill the beans, are you? I hope not. Lupe says, that book is going to be the shit. I hope so, if there is a book. But remember, the shit in English is positive. It's a good thing. It's how we would say, este libro es la leche. Let's see. Kubla says, it sounded like an Englishman. Oh, yeah, talking about today's Say What soundbite. It sounded like an Englishman commenting on the small size of a given country. Absolutely. Excellent job, Kubla. It sounded like an Englishman commenting on the small size of a given country. That's perfect, short, and sweet. Elena says, what a strange accent. Northern British? Speaking about how small an island is. Interesting. All right. Elena, Kubla, wonderful job. Monse says, it sounded like a British man telling a story the old-fashioned way. ¿No? Como eran las cosas antiguamente. Let's see. Monse. Oh no, I just read that one. Kubla says, our lips are sealed. Well, I didn't tell you anything. I don't know. Are you in my community, Kubla? I don't know. Maybe because people use different emails, so that's why I'm asking. But I haven't confirmed anything. Only if you're in my community, you've got some confirmation of something, but I haven't confirmed anything yet. Nothing is confirmed or denied. All right, let's see. Joaquin says, FYI Mythology by AA and Damian Moya. Well, that's true. We did an FYI episode on mythology. Interesting. Well, stay tuned, folks. I think that's the best thing. And if you want to find out about stuff before everybody else, you know what you got to do. Let's see. Leo knows. Leo is in the know. But Leo, I trust you. I trust you're not going to let the cat out of the bag. Let's see. Leo says, it sounds like an adventurous traveler is telling the story of one of his trips in which he has been in a country that you could leave the country as you take a step, con un paso, Is this Gulliver? No, it's not Gulliver, but wonderful, wonderful job, Leo. Great to have you on board. Great job, all of you. Really. Excellent, Smithers. Oh, here we go with The Simpsons. I'm not even a huge Simpsons fan, but I seem Simpson obsessed. Oh, man. Well, if you haven't listened to that episode, we released an episode on The Simpsons last week on FYI. This week, we're going to look at Princess Di. So a lot of interesting things. If you have any ideas for upcoming episodes, you can send them to me. Don't send them to me here live right now because I won't get them. But you can send them to me via social media. Follow us all on social media. All my amigos, Ximena, Tosh, Jules, Kyle, Dave Boys, and you'll be learning English with us on social media. Let's see, Chris. Chris says, I think I heard a conversation between two guys. One of them is describing to the other a very small place. Absolutely. All right, well, good. The good news. Everybody heard the same audio clip. Well, sometimes, I'm like, what did you hear over there? That's not what it's about. All right, well, excellent job, guys. We'll hear that an additional 2 times. But right now, it's time for our spelling bee. This is round 1. These are people. So what you have to do over here is what? You have to capitalize the first letter of each word. All right? That's it. So they're names, just like you, your first name, your last name, or your surname. Surname sounds more formal to me, but it has to be capitalized. Okay? Is everybody ready? Okay. The first one is EDNA space KRABAPPLE. The second one is REVEREND space LOVEJOY. The next one is HANS space MOLEMAN. The next one is MISS space HOOVER. The fifth one is GROUNDSKEEPER space WILLIE. And the last one is APU space NAHASAPEMAPETILON. Wow. All right. So, my amigos, there you go. Kubla says, I admit to not having seen a single Simpsons chapter episode, right? Chapters in books, episodes on series. No worries. You'll still enjoy the episode. In fact, most people who, most of my students, because we had our review class yesterday, said that they had fond memories of the series, but they no longer watch it. But if it's on, they might stay on that channel for a little bit. But yeah, either way, I think you'll enjoy the episode, regardless of whether, that's the idea. If you're not a fan of Princess Di, or if you're not a fan of, sailing, hopefully after the episode, you'll be a little more interested in that topic. That's the idea behind FYI. And just for me too, like right now I'm working on a dancing episode on dance, el baile, and it's making me interested in taking some dancing classes. So that that's what I'm looking for personally. So if we can get that with you guys as well, that's wonderful. All right, let's see. Kubla's taking a stab at it over here. Let's see, Kubla. These are tough ones. Let's see if you rose to the challenge. The first one is correct. The second one is correct. The third one is correct. The fourth one is correct. The fifth, am I missing one here? Okay, yeah, I think we got them all here. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth one. Okay, so the fifth one is correct. Sorry, I lost count over here. And the last one, which I think is the hardest one, which is this one I really have to check. But I think you got it here. It looks correct. Unfreaking believable. Give it up for Kubla. And it looks like Born to Iron Man 2 right on his heels. Guys, are you freaking serious? Oh, my God. Oh, my goodness. And Chris as well. Chris Valrol. You guys are superstars. I've got to say, you're bringing the magic every day. And Monse says, excellent, guys. Well, yes, that's right. I told you I was obsessed with The Simpsons. Well, hey, why not? We're looking at The Simpsons this week, the latest episode, or I should say last week into this week. We're looking at The Simpsons episode. So why not take a look at it? And you know why? I mean, I like to link it with history as well. But today in 1987, The Simpsons first appeared as a series of shorts, cortos, on the Tracy Ullman Show. And it started with their first short today called Good Night. So pretty awesome, huh? First day The Simpsons aired, not the cartoon, not the full show, but a short. And if you don't know that, it's because you haven't listened to that episode yet. But remember, The Simpsons, you can listen to it wherever you listen to podcasts. In fact, here's the intro. Never before has there been a series that has run for so many seasons. This crazy cartoon family is adored by audiences everywhere, even after decades on the air. This illustrated institution has even predicted current events in pop culture with laser precision. But
Don't have a cow, man.
however you slice it or dice it, it seems these lovable yellow yahoos are here to stay.
Excellent.
We'll stop by Springfield and visit The Simpsons on this week's episode of FYI. Welcome to That's
For
Right.
your info. Inglés.
You got it. FYI episode on The Simpsons out now. Listen to it. Why not? What better day than today when The Simpsons first graced the TV screens of American homes on the Tracy Ullman Show. All right, here's round two. Here's where I'm nice. I'm not a jerk like I am in the first round. The first one is EDNA space KRABAPPLE. The second one is REVEREND space LOVEJOY. The third one is HANS space MOLEMAN. The fourth one is MISS space HOOVER. The fifth one is GROUNDSKEEPER space WILLIE. And the last one, which I think is by far the hardest, is APU space NAH ASA PEE MAP ETILON. And I don't even know if I'm going to be able to pronounce that one, but I've got to say excellent job to all my amigos. There's Chris Valrol as well. So Kubla, Born to Iron Man, Chris Valrol. Excellent job. See, there it is. So, folks, we'll take a look at these characters. I chose some characters that we could learn something from their names, except the last one. The last one I just chose because it was really, really tough. But from the other ones, we'll take a look at some things that we can learn because, as you know, many times in Hollywood or on TV, what they love to do is they love to give things double meanings. I know you do it in Spanish. We do it all the time. The classic example would be Death of a Salesman. Okay, this is a very famous play, and also it's a movie, Death of a Salesman. Muerte de un vendedor, de un comercial. I don't know. It's a classic. Death of a Salesman, right? And his name is Willie Lowman. Lowman, hombre bajo. No es un mindundi. He's not an important guy. I mean, if you read I don't know if you know the story. I don't want to give you any spoilers, although that came out a long time ago. It shouldn't count as a spoiler now. But see if you can find that, especially those of you like Monse who love to watch series, movies, things like that. Always check if there's a double meaning in there because usually there is. Oh, and one more thing about The Simpsons before we go to a quick commercial break. It's not The Simpson, sino The Simpsons in English, not The Simpson. Folks, Muerte de un viajante. Hey, it's not too different. He's a traveling salesman, so it makes sense. Well, his last name is Lowman, right? Not to be confused with low life. Low life es una escoria. Low man es un hombre que no ha aspirado a mucho, no ha llegado a mucho. But a low life is a disgusting person. I'm trying to think of another example over here. Well, Die Hard. The example is Die Hard, Jungla de Cristal. Okay, it's hard to kill Bruce Willis's character, John McClane. He dies hard. But also, he is a die-hard supporter of his wife, his ex-wife. A muerte, die hard. Always playing with words. Well, that's what script writers love to do. Folks, we're going to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with the second half of today's show. So, stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the show with no name on Vaughn Radio. We're here for the second half of today's show. So much to do. We've got to look at our homophones. We're going to go over our names of our Simpsons characters. Then we got Name That Movie. We've got Double Trouble. We've got jokes, famous birthdays. And remember, we've got Oninche as well. It's her birthday. Celebrating 25 years. All right, amigos, the show with no name is back. And we're going to get right back into things right now. So, without any further ado, sin más, I think it's time for today's homophones.
Homophones on the show with no name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Show with no homophones. Show with no name.
That's right, amigos. It's homophones only on the show with no name. And let's take a look at today's homophones. As always, these are words that may or may not sound the same. I'm going to leave it in your hands, amigos. The first word is tocar, pero no touch. Tocar la puerta. On heaven's door. Tocar madera. It also means to criticize as well. Okay. We also use it with an expression, la oportunidad toca a la puerta. We'll take a look at that. Also, golpear, noquear. I think right there I've given you more than enough meanings. We'll take a look at them right after I give you the second word. The second word is truco. Un truco para algo. Que tienes madera para algo. Okay, que te va bien. All right. So there you go, my amigos. 2 words. What are those words? And do those 2 words sound exactly the same or not? And I've got to give you the Say What soundbite. This is the 3rd listen of today's Say What soundbite. Please write down what you hear.
It's terribly small. Tiny little country. Rhode Island could beat the crap out of it in a war. That's how small it is. It's small. Very little. It's 85 cents in a cab from one end of the country to the other.
All right, there you go. Now, nobody said this, but doesn't this person sound drunk? They sound wasted, hammered. Una forma de borracho. I don't know. I don't know about you guys. Let's see. Born to Iron Man says, "No, I just realized I wrote it wrong. Miss Hoover." But has dicho do nativamente. So that's perfect. And Chris says, you missed to write miss. Or you missed the word miss, right? Capitalized. So nice. I wanted to make a joke. Well, Chris, you got your own wah, wah, wah. There's my dad. He says, "Good morning, Alberto, friends and family. Greetings from Greenwood Lake, New York. I was wondering where you were, Dad." And here he is, ready to rock. All right, let's see. Kubla taking a stab at our homophones. Those are the correct words, and he says they are not homophones. Vero, those are the correct words, and Vero says they're not homophones to me. German says they're not homophones. Elena says they do not sound the same. So you're telling me like 5 of my hardcore super show with no namers are telling me that these words don't sound the same. I've got to side with them. Leo. Leo says the 2 words are and and I think they're homophones. Hang on. Leo said, wait a second. Screw you all. Que os den a todos. No, he didn't say that. I'm joking. Chris Valrol, she says they're not homophones. So the only one who says they are is Leo. Well, let's find out. The first word is knock. 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 You better knock, knock, knock on wood, or knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. And we have an expression, as I said, with opportunity. Opportunity doesn't always knock twice. No toca dos veces en la puerta la oportunidad. Another idiomatic expression with the word knock. Don't knock it till you tried it. No lo critiques hasta que lo hayas probado. Don't knock it till you try it. Also, to knock something over. Oh, careful with that glass. You almost knocked it over. No, tirar algo. To knock somebody over, to knock them down, to knock them out means that they're unconscious, right? We know that one from boxing. So knock, it's an sound. Knock. I get knocked down, but I get up again, 'cause you're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again, 'cause you're never gonna keep me down. Great, great song. All right, and the second word? Knack. Knack. He has a knack for communicating with people. Tener madera, facilidad. So he has a knack for knocking at doors. He has a knack, knock, knack, knock. No, they are not homophones. But it reminds me now that I'm saying knock, knack, knock, knack, of the word knick-knack. Do you know the word knick-knack? Knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone. This old man came rolling home. This old man, he played 6. He played knick-knack on my sticks with a knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone. This old man came rolling home. But knick-knack is cosuchas, cosas que tenemos por la casa, right? So knickknacks, small objects. My daughter has a lot of little knickknacks, cositas. So awesome words. They are not homophones. I'm sorry. I don't mean to knock you, Leo, but I love that you went out on a limb, que te arriesgaste. So knock, repeat the words with me. Knock and knack. Excellent job. Let's take a look at our spelling bee. The first character was Edna Crabapple. And you're thinking, espera, crab apple? But isn't that, wait a second. Eso es cangrejo y manzana. Yeah, it's una manzana silvestre, crab apple. But if somebody's crabby, right, no es que se parecen a un cangrejo, it means they're cranky, malhumorado, cascarrabias. So the name makes sense. As a teacher, well, teachers, you give the teacher an apple. She's crab apple. So interesting one over there. And even Bart's name, Bart, is an anagram for brat, niñato. If you didn't know that, you haven't listened to the episode on The Simpsons. So Edna Crabapple, she is the fourth grade teacher who taught Bart Simpson's class at Springfield Elementary School. The next one is Reverend Lovejoy, a recurring character. And he's been on the show since the beginning. He's the Reverend of the First Church of Springfield, and he's a funny character. And he's always preaching to the choir. Okay, well, to preach to the choir is que me cuentas que no sé yo. And Reverend Lovejoy, amor, felicidad, Makes sense, right? He's a minister, a reverend. Reverend Lovejoy is our next one. The next one's Hans Molman. Hans Molman, and he looks like a mole. Parece un poco topo. He's blind, right? Well, he's not blind, but he's got these ice cube glasses, right? And so Hans Molman. Also, moles are like verrugas too, and he's got like his skin. If you look at his arms, he looks like he's got moles. And also, yeah, topo también en el aspecto, él, ¿quién lo ha contado? He's the mole, él es el topo. So Hans Molman makes sense when you take a look at the guy, and it makes sense on several levels, right? Then you've got Miss Hoover, and Miss Hoover is the second grade teacher, excuse me. And she is, what can I tell you about Miss Hoover? Well, it's interesting. Hoover, when you say the word Hoover in English, you're thinking about a vacuum cleaner, una aspiradora, right? So Hoover, it's even the verb. I'm going to Hoover the living room, el salón, all right? And it's another way to say to vacuum. And next we've got groundskeeper Willie. And a groundskeeper, well, you need one of these at a hotel or at a soccer field. This is encargado, pero de los terrenos, right? Makes sense. El que cuida de los terrenos, a groundskeeper. Groundskeeper. And his name is Groundskeeper Willie. And he's got an Irish accent, a Scottish accent, sorry, a Scottish accent. And the next one, I'm going to try and pronounce it, Apu Nahasapi Mapapeliton. I don't know if it's correct, but I don't even think they know. I think the whole idea there was to make it some word that was almost impossible to pronounce. And his catchphrase, thank you, come again, in the episode on The Simpsons, the FYI episode, you'll see a lot of different catchphrases. Like Bart Simpson, he says, eat my shorts. Cómeme los gallumbos. Don't have a cow, man. Tranquilízate. No pares una vaca. So these are all expressions. Obviously, we all know the excellent Smithers. Excellent. And don't forget, there's a Simpsons movie as well. And speaking of movies, it's time for Name That Movie. Name That Movie. That's right, amigos. It's Name That Movie, only on the show with no name. And as always, this is the part of the show where we take a look at a flick. Maybe it's a flick you've seen before. If not, you're going to learn English from it regardless. De todos modos. Regardless, you'll learn some English from this movie. Let's see if you recognize it from the synopsis or from our little trailer that we do over here. Famed Southern detective Benoit Blanc travels to Greece for his latest case. So famed Southern detective, y fijaos, if you're from the South, you're Southern. Cambia, no Southern. It's Southern, Northern. So famed, famosos otra forma. Si te cuesta decir famous, porque yo sé que a veces cuesta a mis alumnos, just don't use it. Say famed. See, it makes it a little bit easier than that famous that a lot of people don't like to pronounce. Famous, okay? So famed Southern detective Benoit Blanc travels to Greece. And there's a homophone for you. Greece is a country, but also Greece is grasa, right? I always like to use that expression. I'm hungry for Greece and Turkey. Did you get it? I'm hungry, Hungaria, for Greece, Grecia, and Turkey, Pablo. Oh, and I'll have some chili too. Y dame un poco de chili. All right, so my amigos, let's take a look. Let's see if anybody recognizes the flick. Chris says, definitely today's character sounds a little bit drunk. I'm talking about the Say What soundbite. Thanks to you, I remembered him again. Oh, yeah, I love this guy and this character personally. And we've got some winners here in our Say What soundbite. Please give it up for Kubla and Chris Valrol. Excellent job, my amigos. So yes, this is a movie called Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery. What? Yeah, that sounds weird. Knives Out, right? So it's a weird one. Basically, they wanted to do this film, right? Because it was based on these series of books that they had. And the director, Ryan Johnson, I'm sure you guys have heard of him. He did some Star Wars stuff. He's been pretty popular lately. He was pretty pissed off about a Knives Out mystery. Un misterio con cuchillos hacia afuera. Because, I don't know, it just sounds better as, I agree. I'm a fan of subtitles. Look at my books. This book is The Milk, el inglés que no sabías que sabías. English Everywhere, aprende inglés viajando por el mundo. No, English on the Go, aprende inglés viajando por el mundo. English Everywhere, aprende inglés en cualquier parte. So I'm a fan of subtitles in general. But this one, if it's so much longer than the title, it just throws things off balance. So, and he felt that as well. He was pissed off, but they said for marketing purposes, they had to use it. And he said he just wanted it to be Glass Onion. However, he got his way because the subtitle is only used in the film's marketing. In the film itself, if you've seen it, it just says Glass Onion. So this was a way for Ryan Johnson to get his way, salirse con la suya. And I guess it worked well because Netflix bought the rights for the film. And now they developed a third movie, which has begun development. And again, with Ryan Johnson directing and Daniel Craig as well. Daniel Craig, who we all know from, what's it called? James Bond. The movie is called Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery. I don't know if you guys have seen it or not, but it's a pretty good cast. Daniel Craig, Daniel Craig, Edward Norton. Oh, man, Edward Norton's fucking awesome. Kate Hudson. I remember when I was a fan of Kate Hudson's mother, Goldie Hawn, and now I'm a fan of Kate Hudson's. I love both of their stuff. So, yeah, a Knives Out mystery. This is sometimes, it depends on, as well, it depends on how much pull you have, cuánto tirón. Because some directors, they tell the studio, it's in the contract. It's stipulated. And they say, nobody touches this film. Not the title, not the edits, nothing. Right? But I guess you have to be Francis Ford Coppola. And I imagine even those big directors didn't have that on their first time out there. Let's take a look at the scene that I've chosen. Miles Braun says, let me tell you a little secret. Your worldview is gonna change. Tu forma de ver el mundo. Once you hear it, el momento que lo oyes, you can't unhear it. Y esto me encanta. Cuando ves algo horrible que siempre ahora te va a molestar, I can't unsee that. No puedo hacer como si no lo he visto. Lo mismo. I can't unhear that. I already heard it, and now it's there. So same thing. You can't unhear it. Is your phone turned off? This is a really easy one I like to teach together. Turn on, turn off. Encender, apagar. Subir o bajar volumen, intensidad, turn up, turn down. Any questions? See, that's an easy one. And then Benoit says, oh, I left it in my room, coming from the verb to leave. Leave, left, left. También es marcharse, es dejar, es marcharse, es que quedan. We have 10 minutes left. ¿Ves? So, y también es izquierdo. Oh, that could be a nice quadruple trouble. So then Miles says, okay, if you want to shake things up, si quieres remover las cosas, if you want to shake things up, You start with something small. Empiezas con algo pequeñito. You break a norm. A norm es algo normal en la sociedad. You break a norm or an idea or a convention. Cosas normales en cualquier ciudad. Some little business model. Modelo de negocio. Sé que pero no es model, it's model. Model. Some little business model. But you go with things that people are kind of tired of anyway. Pero te aferras a cosas que la gente está bastante harta de todas formas. Everybody gets excited because you're busting up something that everyone wanted broken in the first place. So todo el mundo se emociona porque estás rompiendo algo, destrozando algo, busting it up. So we looked at a lot. Knock, to hit, dar un golpe, to bust, to break, busting up something that everyone wanted broken in the first place, en primer lugar. You say the same thing. That's the infraction point. That's not very common to say that. We would say maybe a turning point. That's the place where you have to look within yourself, mirar dentro de ti mismo, to reflect, and ask, am I the kind of person who will keep going? Soy ese tipo de persona que seguirá. Will you break more things? Romperás más cosas. Break bigger things, romper cosas más grandes. Be willing to break, and to be willing es ser dispuesto a. Be willing to break the thing that nobody wants you to break. Because at that point, people are not going to be on your side. La gente no te van a defender, no van a estar de tu lado. They're not going to be on your side, que también lo podemos decir. They're not going to side with you. Es verbo también. I'm sorry, I can't side with you on this. I'm not on your side. They're going to call you crazy. Te van a llamar loco. They're going to say you're a bully, abusón. They're going to tell you to stop. Y acuérdate esta, yo sé que decís stop en español, pero en inglés no tiene nada que ver. No es dos sílabas. Primero stop, stop. No, es stop. So, primero el sonido vocal es a, y luego no hay esa e delante. Stop. I remember my cousin in Almería saying, stop, in front of my daughter. And my daughter said, stop. I'm like, you stop. Don't ever say that in front of me. I said, you can say para. That's fine. Okay. I said, don't ever say a stop in front of my daughter like that again. So they're going to tell you to stop. Even your partner will say you need to stop, frenar, parar. Because as it turns out, como resulta la cosa, nobody wants you to break the system itself. Nadie quiere que rompas el sistema en sí mismo. But that is what true disruption is. Pero eso es lo que es en disruption. No sé, iba a decir disrupción, pero yo creo que me lo estoy inventando. Disruption, interrupción, alteración, perturbación, it says here. So because as it turns out, nobody wants you to break the system itself. But that is what true disruption is. And it is what unites all of us. To unite. I've heard students say unificate. Me gusta, pero no. Es como planify. No, to plan es planificar, and to unificar is to unify. They're simpler in English, un poco más fácil. So that's what unites us all. We all got to that line. Todos llegamos a esa raya. We all got to that line, and we crossed it. And this is a very common idiomatic expression. You crossed the line. Te has pasado de la raya. If you haven't heard the expression, well, now you know it, folks. We've looked at so many expressions so far in today's show. And the good news, we still have another quarter left. Yeah, this is like a basketball game, folks. You got 4 quarters. So we're going into the 4th quarter, but first we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to take a look at Double Trouble. We've got jokes. We've got famous birthdays. Name that lyric. And so much more, my amigos. Again, thank you so much for joining us here on the Show with No Name on Vaughn Radio. It's always an absolute pleasure to teach you English and to learn from you guys as well. I think I speak for all of us when I say thanks for teaching us stuff, not just Spanish stuff, all kinds of stuff. Keep up the wonderful work. All right, amigos, we'll be right back with the rest of today's show. So, stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to this, the fourth, oh my God, the fourth and final section of today's show. After today's show, you've got Ximena Holiday with Test Your English. Then you've got the lunchtime show with Rob and Andy and their antics. Sus payasadas. After that, you've got Tash Pasqua and Back to Basics. Then Jules Linares and Let's Get Random. Then you've got Western Civilization with Guy Williams, The Salad with Dave Boys, and Don't Lose Your Drive with Kyle on Drive Time. All for free, all here on Vaughn Radio. Just download our free app or listen to us wherever you listen to podcasts. And you got FYI as well. That's my weekly self-produced podcast that I make every day here in my office, in my studio with TLC. And sometimes we hear from my students on the episodes. This coming week, we'll hear from Carmen on the Princess Di episode. Next week, we'll hear from Jose Maria in our dancing episode. And Pilu. Oh, wow. So great to have so much participation, to have so many students who are driven, motivados. Thank you for your drive. Para o por tu motivación. And folks, it's time for Double Trouble.
Double trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is.
Give it up.
Double trouble. I said double trouble. Double trouble. I said double trouble.
That's right, amigos. It's Double Trouble only on the Show with No Name. We've already looked at some words that have several meanings, but this is a section where we make sure we do. We looked at the word make up before, and it literally has 8 different meanings. You can't make this shit up. Well, es una frase hecha. Esto no te lo puedes ni inventar, no lo puedes guionizar. You can't make this shit up. All right, well, my amigos, it's time for the Double Trouble section. As always, we're going to ask you to translate this sentence, but you're going to have to use the same word twice. Here we go. El Moro decidió amarrar el barco al muelle. There you go. El Moro, somebody from North Africa, northern, as we looked at before, decidió amarrar el barco en el muelle. Okay, that is your say what soundbite. Okay. So yes, it's amarrar, anclar, atracar. All right. That is your double trouble. You have to use the same word twice. El Moro, so Northern African Muslim. Okay, Moro. Amarró, atracó, ancló el barco al muelle. That is your double trouble over there. You got to use the same word twice. And I've got to give you the say what soundbite as well. Here it is for the fourth and final time.
It's terribly small. Tiny little country. Rhode Island could beat the crap out of it in a war. That's how small it is. It's small. Very little. It's 85 cents in a cab from one end of the country to the other.
All right, there you go, folks. There's our drunk say what soundbite. I can confirm this person is drunk. Also, I forgot to say, Kubla got it before. I didn't check it. But now when we reveal it, cuando lo revelamos, well, we'll see if you guys got it. But excellent job over there. Oh, I think maybe you copied it again. All right, well, folks, let's see. Let's take a look at today's double trouble and see if anybody got it over here. Let's see. The first person to participate is Leo, and he says the Moor decided to moor the ship to the pier. Excellent job, Leo. Awesome job. Man, excellent. The Moor, M-O-O-R, decided to moor the ship to the pier. Okay, the pier or the dock. I'm sure you know that one. Sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. I'm just sitting on the dock of the bay. The Moor decided to moor the ship to the pier. Leo, you rocked it. Let's see. Kubla as well. The Moor decided to moor the ship to the dock. We'll take it. We'll take it. Let's see. Monse says, the Moor named Pierre decided to moor the ship to the pier. I like it. I like it. I got to give it to you there. There it is. You got your wah, wah, wah over there, right? And why not? We need our foghorn while we're at it. So it's interesting. I like that play on words, but it doesn't sound exactly the same. Pierre is the French person's name, Pierre. And we say pier es solo una sílaba. But I like what you did there, Monse. You guys know I love it when you play with words. So excellent job. The Moor decided to moor the ship to the pier, to the dock, right? And there you go, folks. Anybody who's going to be going sailing or who's going to be boating this summer, summer's not too far away. Start making your plans. I know a friend who goes sailing. He uses all his vacation to go sailing. And one day I told him, I'm like, I want to go with you, man. And he's like, I don't know, man. I need all hands on deck. And this is an expression, necesito todos que ayudan. O sea, inferring that I wasn't going to be a good helper. I think he can just imagine me on the deck in La Cubierta, cracking a beer with a margarita, with some tunes on, música, just having my own dance party out there. All right, well, folks, the rest of the show is going to be smooth sailing, sin ningún contratiempo, smooth sailing, sin problemas. If you haven't heard that episode, there's an episode of FYI on sailing with my friend Brendan Ryan. He's an excellent teacher. He's on Twitter, and he posts videos and all kinds of interesting things. He even posts jokes. And speaking of jokes, it's time for your joking.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, what did the guy say when he walked into the bar? Ouch. Ouch. You get it? Ouch. He walked into the bar.
You're joking.
That's right, amigos. You're joking. This is a part of the show where we take a look at some jokes. And these jokes today are so good, they're scary. Que da miedo. All right. They're not that good. But hopefully you'll get the pun, you'll get the double meaning that each of these jokes has. And well, if you know it, you can explain it to me and to your fellow classmates. But always remember, I will explain the joke afterwards just to make sure it didn't go over anybody's head. Here we go. Why does Dracula like to travel with his coffin? Why does Dracula like to travel with his coffin? And we looked at that homophone the other day. Coffin, ataúd. Coughing, pronunciado como un americano, no pronunciamos la G, so suena igual. He was coughing before they put him in the coffin. Oh no, that's a bad sign. Estaba tosiendo antes de ponerle en el ataúd. Oh shit. But there's no joke. It doesn't have to do with coffin in this one. This is literally his coffin. Why does Dracula like to travel with his coffin? Because his life is at stake. Because his life is at stake. I think it's a good one. No, his life is at stake. Su vida está en juego, en riesgo, at stake. But also a stake is how you kill a vampire, una estaca. You stick it through his heart and you kill him. You get it now? Why does Dracula like to travel with his coffin? Because his life is at stake. A la estaca. En juego. En peligro. Well, I guess maybe he's undernourished. Undernourished. Que no está alimentado bien. Maybe he just needs a nice steak. Well, the word steak, un filete, sounds exactly like steak, estaca. So if you know how to pronounce estaca, steak, then you also know how to pronounce that word. So, all right, here's another one. Did you hear about Dracula's castle? Did you hear about it? Oh, yeah. Well, recently they revamped it. Revamp. No. They revamped it. You gotta be kidding me. This is a great one. No. All right. Did you hear about Dracula's castle? No digo castle, sino castle. La T es muda. Did you hear about Dracula's castle? They completely revamped it. Well, a vamp is a vampire. And to revamp, modernizar, renovar, poner al día, remodelar, reformar. To revamp. They're revamping the kitchen. They're putting in these wooden stakes. Okay, all right. What is Dracula's favorite dance when visiting Spain? Oh, yeah. Dracula's been here many times. Vlad the Impaler. I don't know. Something like that is his name. So what is his favorite dance when he's here in Spain? The Fandango. The Fandango. No. Fang dango. Fang called me those things, those pointy teeth, those are called fangs, right? Bats, vampires, they have fangs. I have fangs, right? So fandango and by the fandango. I know. These jokes bite. They bite, muerden, pero también they bite son lo peor. They suck. Chupan, pero también es otra forma de decir que son lo peor. All right, fine. Before you start throwing tomatoes at me, let's move on to famous birthday trivia.
Famous birthdays for you. Famous birthdays for me. Famous birthdays for everyone. On the show with no name. Famous birthdays for him. Famous birthdays for her. Famous birthdays for everyone. On the show with no name.
That's right, amigos. That's right. It's famous birthdays only on the show with no name. All right, let's take a look at who's celebrating a birthday today. The first person was born in 1946, an English actor and singer. And his last name is a very popular Indian dish, Indian food, also very popular in England. He played Dr. Frankenfurter in the film The Rocky Horror Picture Show. That was an awesome one. And, well, he played it in London in 1973, in Los Angeles in 1974, and then the movie in 1975, which is still a cult classic. But the guy's been on stage in many, many different things. He was in Hair as well, the West End. The West End is London's equivalent of Broadway. And what else? He was in the film adaptation of Annie. He played Darkness in the movie Legend. What else? Home Alone 2. He was the concierge. He was in The Three Musketeers, the 1993 one. And so many more. I mean, the guy is just extremely talented, a great singer, dancer, and actor. All right. And his last name, as I said, to give you a clue, is a very popular Indian dish, which, or an Indian dish or a dish you can get over in Lavapiés. All right. And number two, this person was born in 1979 today. She's an American actress. She has won a Golden Globe. She's also been nominated for an Academy Award. Her father was a singer. Her mother is an actress Goldie Hawn. She rose to prominence in the movie Almost Famous. If you haven't seen that movie, it's an excellent movie. She played Penny Lane, and that's where she won the Golden Globe for Best Supporting Actress, and she also got an Oscar nomination there as well. She was also in How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, You, Me, and Dupree, Fool's Gold, Music, Glass Onion. Hey, wait, that was today's Name That Movie. And what else can I say? She doesn't really know her biological father really well, but her stepdad is the dad she looks up to, and that's Kurt Russell. Wow, imagine having Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell as parents. They just seem like really cool parents. And this person was born in 1935. If you take the E out of his name, his last name, his name is Moro, or his name is amarrar algo, right? Un barco. So, yes, an English actor, comedian, and pianist. He died in 2002. I remember watching his movies, and I know he had a lot of series, but I was too young to know his series. But I remember he was he moved to Hollywood in the 1970s, still before my time, but he's been in so many movies. He was in 6 Weeks. He was in Arthur, the Arthur series. He was in Crazy People, Santa Claus, the movie. And what else? Foul Play, which is a good movie as well. Foul Play is Aquí huele algo huele mal. So I'll give you an example. They say it's a suicide, but the police suspect foul play, juego sucio, foul play. He was also in Mickey and Maude, where he received his second Golden Globe. And but a lot of people know him for creating the role of the character Arthur, which he played in many, many movies. Let's see if we've got some winners over here. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Chris Valrol. Also, Kubla and Vero. And don't forget about Oninche. It's also Oninche's birthday as well. Number 1, Tim Curry. Number 2, Kate Hudson. Number 3, Dudley Moore. And that'll bring us right over to our Say What soundbite. This is Dudley Moore playing the drunkard character, Arthur. And he's introducing this woman to his noble friends, right? With titles, con títulos. And he's saying that she's the queen of some country. He's making up, inventándose, a country that doesn't exist. So he's trying to convince them, and he's drunk at a party. Oh, yeah, you've never heard of the country. That don't worry, I'm not even going to tell you the name. So he goes, it's terribly small. It's terribly small. He's slurring his words. It's terribly small. Tiny little country. Tiny little country. Rhode Island could beat the crap out of it in a war. Rhode Island, un estado muy pequeño de Estados Unidos, could beat the crap out of it in a war. Le daría una paliza si habría una guerra. That's how small it is. Small. So little. 85 cents in a cab from one end of the country to the other. 85 céntimos en un taxi de un lado del país al otro. Here it is. This is from Arthur. This is birthday boy Dudley Moore.
It's terribly small. Tiny little country. Rhode Island could beat the crap out of it in a war. That's how small it is. It's small. Very little. It's 85 cents in a cab from one end of the country to the other.
All right, folks, Dudley Moore, and it's time for just one section, just a little more. All right, I'll stop. It's time for Name That Lyric.
Hi, hello, Alberto. I think the song is... No? Sorry, bye.
Name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric, name that lyric only on the show with no name, the show with no name, the show with no name. Name that lyric only on the show with no name, the show with no name, the show with no name. It's name that lyric only on the show with no name.
That's right, amigos. It's Name That Lyric only on the show with no name. And thank you for all your energy, for all your effort, for all your interaction. Thank you. Please stay tuned and listen to the one and only Ximena Holiday as she puts you and Nacho to the test, and a plethora of other amazing programs here on Vaughn Radio. Remember, also, we've got the book fair, so start making plans. It's official now. We got the dates. I can tell you when I'm going to be there. In fact, I've already told you. So I hope to see you all there. And as soon as I can let the cat out of the bag for the general public, for all of my students, I will. But right now, it's just, it's private information. Yeah, I can't let the cat out of the bag. But what was it? I think it was American Express. Benefit membership has its privileges. Ser miembro tiene sus privilegios. Hey, it was a pretty good ad campaign if it stayed in my head all these years. All right, folks, I'll give you the song. This song is a sweet transvestite from Transylvania. This is Tim Curry in the one and only, the magical Rocky Horror Picture Show. And this in the United States has become an institution, and it came out before I was born. But when I was in high school, it was popular. When I was in college, it was popular. So this is one of those movies that's just wacky. It's a horror movie, but it also reminds you of a club in New York City, and I've seen, actually, I was so lucky. I got to see this on Broadway with, I think this deserves a drum roll. Jett. Joan Jett. I love rock and roll. She was in it. Yeah. Okay. I'm not going to say anything else. It was mind blowing. My mother and I were just like, whoa. So let's see. The song starts, how do you do? ¿Qué tal estás? I see you've met my faithful handyman, mi ayudante, mi manitas. I see you've met my faithful handyman, de fiar. He's just brought down because he's just a little brought down. Está un poco de bajón because when you knocked, cuando tocaste, we looked at that word today, when you knocked, he thought you were the candy man, que eras the candy man, que yo creo aquí es el camello. Don't get strung out by the way that I look, que no te pongas loco, no te estreses por mis apariencias. Don't judge a book by its cover. No juzgues por las apariencias. I'm not much of a man by the light of day, but by night I'm one hell of a lover. Soy un amante que flipas por la noche. One hell of a, I'm just a sweet transvestite from transsexual Transylvania. Hey, look at that. It's a tongue twister. It's an awesome song from an amazing movie, and it's sung by birthday boy Tim Curry. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here, my amigos.
How'd you do,
We'll see you tomorrow with more Show with No Name 2.0, which means it's interactive.